Penguin Random House Audio presents Everyone is Lying to You, a Thriller, by Joe Piazza. Read for you by Rachel F. Hirsch, Sarah Reny, Saskia Maarleveld, and Voss Eli. For all the influencers, may you wield your immense power for good. A man can work from sun to sun, but a woman's work is never done. Proverb. I will not give them the kiss of complicity. I will not give them the responsibility for my life. Mary Oliver, The Leaf and the Cloud.
Prologue. Transcript of Detective Jim Walsh interviewing witness Elizabeth Matthews.
First off, let me tell you that I have no skin in the game here. Shit. Sorry. That's probably a bad metaphor, given how he was killed, right?
It is in fairly poor taste.
All I'm trying to say to you is that I don't really know them. Together, I mean. I don't know anything about Bex and her husband. What is his name again? Guy?
Grayson.
Right. Again, no disrespect. I'm nervous. I knew his name was Grayson. I never met him. Until yesterday, I hadn't seen her in about 15 years.
But you did attend college with the deceased's wife. You used to be friends with Rebecca Summers.
Yeah, I knew Bex back in the day. That's what we used to call her. Bex. No one ever called her Rebecca. I think she hated being called Rebecca back then. But it seems like something he would have liked.
He? Her husband? The one you don't know?
Yeah. From what I've seen of him on her Instagram account. He just seems like the kind of guy who would be more into a Rebecca than a Bex. Rebecca sounds more proper and sophisticated. More wifey.
Wifey?
Yes, wifey.
But you said you didn't know the deceased. You never met him.
Exactly. I've never met him.
And until recently, you hadn't been in contact with Mrs. Summers.
A couple of weeks ago, she reached out asking me if I was still a journalist, and if I would be interested in writing a profile about her.
And that is what you were doing with her on the night he was killed.
Yes. We were hanging out. I had plans to write something for the magazine I work for. We were attending the conference, and then I was supposed to go with her to her ranch.
Were you with her all night?
No.
When did you last see her?
Around 8-ish.
Do you have any idea where she is now?
Do you?
I'm going to be the one asking the questions for now. Grayson Summers was brutally murdered in his own barn, and you were the last person to speak to his wife before she disappeared. Do you think she would be capable of that sort of thing?
No. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know what she's like now. She did used to be one of the most capable people I'd ever met. She used to be able to do anything.
How about you start at the beginning?
Chapter 1. Lizzie. 2 weeks earlier. There are things I know I should be doing before bed in order to get a good night's sleep. I should wash and moisturize my face with at least 5 different products, turn the temperature in my bedroom down to slightly chilly, put all my screen devices in another room to charge. I should meditate, and then engage my husband in some sweet and meaningful conversation about our days. Or maybe the conversation comes first, then the meditation. I can't remember. I should light a candle and write in a journal. I should think about what I'm grateful for. I should just be. But I'm not doing any of that. Who actually does any of that? I'm scrolling Instagram like any normal 30-something woman with a dirty face in a too-warm room, while my husband reads the news on his phone next to me, sometimes murmuring in disgust, sometimes chuckling for no discernible reason, since absolutely nothing in the news is funny anymore unless you're a sociopath. I must have made a noise during my scroll because Peter leans over and places his scruffy chin on my shoulder. Are you creeping on that girl you went to college with again? Nope. I see her chickens on your screen. I tilt the phone away. And that three-legged goat. Why doesn't someone shoot that thing? That goat has its very own Instagram account with 1.2 million followers, I reply, even though I've explained this to him before. Tripod is their own influencer. What's her name again? Skanky Betsy? Back in college, we all used to call her Slutty Bex, not Skanky Betsy. And it was a nickname she fully embraced. She owned it. I realize that it isn't politically correct to call someone slutty anything anymore, but when that person gets their own t-shirt made with the nickname Slutty Bex on it and they wear it on senior day, then I think it's okay to remember them like that in your own head, or in a moment of weakness, when you feel weird about looking at their social media account all the time, and even stranger about how your friendship ended terribly, to tell your husband about the nickname Slutty Bex and maybe laugh about it. I really haven't talked to her in 15 years. Not since Bex ghosted me after college. It's funny how a slight like that can still sting so many years later, but it does. Back then, she wasn't the person she is now. The one I only let myself peek at once or twice a week because her Instagram account infuriates me for no rational reason. Or maybe it is rational. The issue is that Rebecca Summers, or rather, at Barefoot Mama Love, bears absolutely no resemblance to Bex, the woman who once did a 45-second keg stand in the basement of Sigma Chi with her top off. Or the woman who befriended me the first day of college by ordering 2 pizzas to our shared dorm room and watching sliding doors with me because I was too nervous to go out to the frat parties. I'd never had a single sip of alcohol before, and she didn't make me feel dumb about it. She bought me some fruity wine coolers and taught me how to handle my booze. Rebecca Summers has absolutely no resemblance to the girl who convinced me to pierce my belly button with her, even though I had never even pierced my ears. In her new life, the one I watch on social media, Rebecca now lives in a renovated farmhouse on a ranch somewhere out west, where she raises fluffy heritage chickens, cows, sheep, and goats. No one in her family ever wears shoes, but their feet are somehow never dirty. She makes her own cheese, milks her own milk, and bakes enough bread to feed a small army. These days she is very, very blonde. Not the dishwater blonde variety from college, but like a honeydew meets a gold doubloon kind of yellow. It's a blonde that costs money. Bex didn't have money in college. Like me, she worked in the cafeteria as part of her work-study program. We were the only ones in our sorority who had actual on-campus jobs. None of the other girls needed them. Their parents were the type who paid their tuition in full, who bought them off-campus apartments and rented out the rooms to other students because it was a good investment. It was Bex who got me to rush for our sorority because she said it would be a hilarious social experiment. And she was probably the reason they let me in. She charmed all those fancy tridelts with her off-color jokes and her ability to score drugs from a townie. We were a package deal, so they accepted me too. Bex was also an RA in one of the freshman dorms, like I was, because it gave her free housing. It wasn't cool, but it was cheap. Being lower middle class gave both Bex and me an edge. It made us weirdly chic to the trust fund girls from NYC and LA. We weren't exactly charity cases, but we gave the sorority street cred. We were inseparable back then. And our friend breakup, if you can even call it that, still has the ability to make me overwhelmingly sad, especially when I'm scrolling social media after 1.5 glasses of wine. I've never met Bex's husband, but it seems like she married up in a big way. I, on the other hand, just got married. That's unfair. I married well. I married a man who is funny and tender and a good father, and who still thinks I'm interesting after a decade of marriage. I married a man who knows how to change it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?